Hello everyone. Today I just want to run through a case study I did recently with a Jeep Renegade with a fuel pressure problem that was set in a P025A fuel pump control circuit. Um, so I just want to run through the operation of the module and the supplies and grounds and command and feedback for the module because it can get a bit confusing on is the supply coming from the PCM or is the or is it coming from the pump module, the control module itself? So this is my setup, how I've set it up using an 8-channel scope. So I want to first of all I want to monitor make sure the fuel pressure sensor is reading correctly. So I've connected a WPS in line and monitoring the voltage on there, and I want to confirm that the fuel pressure that I'm reading on the scan tool actually matches my actual pressure that I'm getting on the WPS. And then I want to see that my pump is actually getting good power supply. The control module is getting good power supply. The pump's being supply is good. The current and voltage to the pump is good. And then obviously the command and feedback because it's the PWM control, which is my DTC that's setting. So I want to diagnose this circuit here between the control module and the PCM. Is it fuel pressure is wrong? So is the command is wrong, or is it the fuel pump's not can't supply enough pressure, the power supply is bad, that sort of thing. But it's more, this video is more to do with the control and feedback and how to interpret it and where's the control come from and where's the command come from, and how does the feedback help you with diagnostics. So there was after I posted this one, shared this capture, somebody else pointed out that there was a case study for P062A, which is a good video, so I watched it, but it didn't really cover the command and feedback, which is what's involved with my vehicle. So this is my capture with the command open. So first of all, I wanted to do is the fuel supply. My fuel pressure sensor is blue and my WPS is red, and you can see my fuel pressure and sensor voltage and the fuel pressure itself. They are matching. It's not a pressure sensor fault as such, and I've confirmed my actual fuel pressure matches my scan pressure, and I am getting 6.7 bar, which is higher than what's requested from the PCM. So I'm happy we don't have a fuel pressure sensor concern. I'm also happy that the pump is actually working correctly because my pressure is actually higher than requested. So I would have thought if I had a bad power supply, then my pressure would actually be lower. And you can see with the engine running there, I'm getting on my power supply, I'm getting 13.6 volts, which matches battery voltage. So I didn't have to do a separate loading on that circuit because the pump itself is loading that circuit, and I'm getting no voltage drop across it. So I was happy with the power supply. We then had a closer look at the pump operation. So this all looks like it's just a load of noise, but it's actually not. So if we zoom into this, you can see how much detail the scope actually does provide. So we can see let's go in again. So we can see a nice even current from the fuel pump, and it sort of matches the PWM command from the module. So the module is supplying good power supply to the pump, and the current from through the pump is good. So I'm happy with my pump operation. So we are literally just looking at the command and feedback from this. So my command is purple, and you can see it's just stuck dead on 12 volts. This is it's supposed to be a PWM control, and it's not. So what I've added is a duty cycle on the feedback, and you can see. Let's zoom out a bit more. We have 75% feedback on when this duty cycle changes. So we want a 50% feedback all the time if the command is there's no fault with the fuel pump circuit. The duty cycle should stay at 50%. So there's it can be confusing on where the supply and the feedback comes from. So you could think that the pump is supplying 12 volts to the module. So that is the command. It's actually the other way around. The module supplies 12 volts to the PCM. The PCM then grounds this control to command the pump to on what percentage it wants that fuel pump to run at. So this should confirms that my circuit is open, or we've got a PCM fault, and that's why the feedback changes and didn't stay at 50%. So what I found was it was a pin damaged at the PCM, so the PCM actually couldn't ground the command. So this is after I've repaired the wire. So now you can see on purple where it was just a steady 12 volts. We now have a PWM signal. What I've added on here is the duty cycle to the control module on green, and you can see the PWM for the pump supply voltage now actually follows the fuel pressure. So we've got WPS fuel pressure there in red, we got the fuel pressure sensor in blue there, and then the PWM command from purple is matching the fuel pressure. So I thought that was quite nice to see. And if we zoom in to this, scope is PC seems to be struggling a little bit. So we can see nice even oscillations of the fuel pressure matches the WPS. We get no fluctuations in the fuel pressure. We can see the duty cycle feedback here is staying at 50%. And we can see the duty cycle on the command is now there. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. I did also added 2 more duty cycles there, so we can just view. Unfortunately, I can't add them because it doesn't want to. Picoscope doesn't allow you to have more than 8. So if I turn off that one and turn off that one, and add those 2, and then zoom back out. Just let it catch up. So we can see the feedback for the pump supply now matches that. The feedback for the command, for the PWM command, also it's all quite good diagnostics that they all sort of like follow each other. So we got the um, green one there is the feedback for the duty cycle, matches the fuel pressure, and then the feedback for the pump supply. So as it's altering the control for the speed of the pump, that also matches the fuel supply. And then we've got black, which is the feedback, and we can see that just stays dead on 50% the whole time. So that confirms that the pump module is not picking up any concerns. Hope you find that useful. And yeah, any feedback, always welcome, positive or negative. Thank you.